Hello everybody. This is Ominous for Responsible Gaming. We're doing episode 134 of Ominous Designs. Calling this one Riches. The theme is going to be an embarrassment of riches. You'll figure out why. Story of my life. I'm back for a great weekend in the countryside. I recently just discovered that I had no reason whatsoever to have headphones when I'm doing these episodes because it's not like there is even sound anywhere. I'm thirsty. I just had food. That's all you need to know about me. I hope you appreciate it. So what we're gonna do is modal spells again. Yay! There's gonna be a tiny twist. Okay, I had something in mind. We're just gonna pretend it works, but I think it doesn't. And we're gonna start with this because that's what I was thinking about just before. So our modal spells. What we're going to try and do is just be original with what the modes can be. That sounds very silly and very simple, but look at this. We're going to try and do modal spells that have at least two choices. You can pick 2 out of 3 or 4. And we're going to try and make the choices different, very different. So that you understand, for the red one, I thought of something like this. So do like something like choose 2. I don't remember if there's a colon. I was indeed told that if you do this, woohoo, you get a dot, which is fantastic. Untap target creature, you can control it until the turn. The creature can haste until in the turn. Boom, that's one. Now, tack. Target creature gains. I'm tempted to do +1/+0. I don't know that for a fact. It might be +2, but I'm afraid this spell is gonna be too good. We're gonna think about what we can do. So the thing that I want to do to actually be original, which is like it's already kind of fun to begin with, right? You're making your threaten effect choose several out of another several. But what I really wanted to do when I was looking at something that would make it very fun is something like that. You can cast what's his face as though it had flash. I don't remember. We'll check the wording on this. So modal threaten. So this is awesome, right? You can kind of start make your own amazing threaten. Problem being that I don't think it's possible to well, I don't know. The question is it possible to cast a spell, to decide to cast a spell before you choose the mode? You know, like if you go very rule nerdy about it, there are multiple steps to casting a spell, and actually things like tapping the mana and putting the spell on the stack, choosing the modes. Anyways, question is, do you need to have chosen this mode before you even pretend you could cast this as a sorcery? Or in other words, by the time you're choosing the modes, is it too late to know that you could actually cast the down spell because you chose flash? So that's it. But you know what? We're gonna leave that to the actual rules nerds. I could very well. I like looking into those things, and actually one of the things that I kind of enjoyed was Judge Cast. If you know that podcast, it's awesome. episode about the steps of casting a spell. This is one of the very interesting ones. There's many things you could do. You could know that you actually didn't about the steps of casting spells, things involving convoke and sacking Eldrazi spawns and etc. Funny stuff. Funny stuff. Mana abilities and whatnot. So we're gonna pretend that works. And over here already we have something that's pretty cool. Something that would be costing most likely... Did we get a 4 mana instant speed? Oh no, it wasn't 4 mana. It was recently we got a threaten in Shadows over Innistrad that was gain control, expansion, shadows. It wasn't instant speed, but you could madness it to have instant speed, which doesn't really answer the question. The one in Battle for Zendikar costs 5 and was instant speed. This one cost 4 and has madness 4 for instant speed, but it also has a +2/+0. All that to say that I was wondering if I could get away with something like this, for example. When you pay 4, you get a sorcery threaten with +1/+0, which is probably fine. Or you get a oh, look at this! This is hilarious. So you get a threaten sorcery for 4, blah blah blah. Or you get instant speed threaten for 4, which is probably fine, probably a little good. Yeah, I guess that's the risky one. But also you can get a +1/+0 for instant speed, which is the world's worst combat trick. But you know, you can get cute and maybe get somebody with that. +1/+0 usually is not gonna get much because it's just gonna kind of trade probably, but you know, still fun. So now the question is, do we want a 4th mode? Problem with the 4th mode is nothing that would be very oh, you know what could be fun too is if the haste was a mode. We could try and make a that wouldn't be so great, would it? Like if you had something like this, if you had something like choose 3 and then this, it is like very fun. Like most card designer nerds are gonna be like, that's hilarious, because yeah, you can just, like, this usually is one effect, right? But now you need to make your own effect. So you can choose 3, and well, this makes it more cool because you can do this, for example. You can do instant speed +1/+0 haste, and that might do something. Or you could do well, okay, the problem with that is if you gain control of a creature and you don't give it haste, most people are gonna fail to notice that you are indeed getting a creature that won't be able to attack if you do this. So that's a complete downside. And the upside is not so big. Actually, you know, the upside is quite there still, because you can do instant speed, steal a creature when you want to block with it, you know, doing the instant speed trick, and then you still are able to get your +1/+0, whereas before you weren't, because you were doing instant speed, gaining control of a creature, and you were getting aced for no reason. So I almost want to create that situation for people to kind of learn that thing. And to be honest, I'm sure New World Order might disagree with this, but that's kind of an okay occasion to teach your players that this is why freaking haste is on all threaten effects. If you steal a creature, you didn't have it at your previous upkeep, it has summoning sickness. It's a good thing to know. And I mean, maybe that makes it a rare. Maybe that also makes it a rare, since it's a somewhat powerful card. I would love to be able to bump this to +2/+0. It might need to be actually, how would that be? 5 mana. So 5 mana, threaten, +2/+0 instant speed, quite good. How was the? Let's see. We're gonna do a quick search of the threaten effects. Gain control, color red, type instant. There shouldn't be that many of them. So you get active aggression that has no added benefit but also can cost you 3 and 2 and 4 life. We get attack as command has a gain control? No. Okay. Untap target that creature non-legendary 4 instant speed, pretty good. Gain control, no. I'm not interested in multicolor. Anti-absent target control, no. Disharmony, oh, that's just to block. Fail frenzy, nope. Flash conscription. Wait a sec. 6 and you can have lifelink? Okay, yeah, sure, weird. Yeah, I've seen it in Ravnica recently, actually. 4. Oh, nice. Well, that costs actually 7 to do both. Okay, well, actually this search is hitting a little bit more of a little more things that I wanted to. Instant tap creature with put less than number of cards in your graveyard can control haste. This one has a big requirement, but it's a 4 instant speed. So the 4 instant speed usually have a limitation. The 5 instant speed usually have an upside. So, and most of them are 3 and 2 red, which I don't fully understand. Because it's not like it's the worst thing, or it's not like it's a very likely thing to happen that people would start splashing threaten effect. I mean, limited, I guess. Not even, I guess. I mean, threaten effect. The threaten effects with upside, such as the instant speed ones, I guess, maybe. But still. So our modal threaten can be made into a instant speed threaten with +2/+0, which is actually like a freaking good removal spell, because sometimes with your instant speed threaten effect, you need to kind of work your way around can I steal a creature and actually kill another one, and they are both kind of meaningful. With a +2/+0, man, you can do whatever you want. You steal a creature and you block another one, you give +2 to whichever you need to make stronger for the 2 creatures your opponent control to kill each other. Awesome. It's pretty much a built-in 2-for-1. So that's kind of nasty, even at this price, now that I think of it. So maybe we can do that. I like that, okay. I think I like that, okay. You can really do a lot of things. Like, you can, you know, like I said, instant speed +1/+0 threaten. You can do sorcery speed, give haste. Well, give haste to the creature you steal probably, and +1/+0 to either it or another one of yours, which is actually not a fantastic way of playing it, but you know, if you really need to use it in an attacking mode, then instead of having an instant speed threaten that you don't need the instant speed part, now you have an sorcery speed threaten that gives you the +1/+0. Also, if you're super lucky, you could steal a haste creature and give another creature haste. Magical Crystallis Land to the max, but that could still be possible. And you could give +1/+0 to the creature you steal or another one. So that's cool. So I like it. I think I like it. As for usual, I will do the illustration name and so on and so forth later on, and for now we're gonna move on to card number 2. So I'm gonna where is he? Here. So I'm thinking blue. So there are several things. Blue is definitely kind of a fun thing. No, that's black. Blue, I had something like, well, okay, I'm gonna stop with the suspense. One of the things that I like to do in blue with this is something can't be countered. Boom, that's a mode. My phone always makes noise. I don't know why. I keep on trying to make it not make noise. So now one thing that I figured we could try and do, but that's going to be very tricky, is actually try and make some sort of filtering spell. So that could be very fun, but that could also be very hard to pull off. So if we did that, we would have something like this. We would have something like draw a card. We would have something like scry 2 maybe. I don't think we put reminder on scry anymore. It's kind of hard to yeah, it's kind of hard to make a modal card with things other than scry 1. I mean, you know what could be funny is if we did something like this. It's kind of weird. How would that exactly work out? So if you just go full on filter and don't bother with the cannot be countered, you get yourself a scry 1 draw a card. So I'm very bad. I'm not knowledgeable at all with cantrips. So we're gonna look a couple of them. If you're not either, you're gonna learn as I do. So sleight of hand is not a great one. So I hear sleight of hand. You look at 2, you put 1 in your hand, the other at the bottom, which is even worse than scry 1 draw, because you have no choice. You need to pick one of those 2. So moving on to ponder. Well, ponder I know is look at the top 3, put them in any order. You may shuffle, draw a card. So now you just straight up look at 3. You can put them in any order. You can shuffle, you draw, whatever. It's fantastic. And what is preordained and what preordained and why is it supposed to be even better? Draw 2, then draw a card. Damn, I didn't realize that at all. So scry 2, then draw. Why would he be better than ponder? I swear people say that. Okay, well, I would need somebody to explain to me or just tell me that it's not. And serum visions. So that also tells us that we do not want to do this. We do not want to make a card that can be a preordain and more. That is not acceptable. Serum vision is draw a card, strike 2. Wow! And that moves it to like scry 2, draw a card. I think it's supposed to be better than ponder, and this is supposed to be worse. So you gotta be careful. Okay. So potentially we would have something over there. Scry 1, draw a card. That's tricky, isn't it? I mean, why not, I guess. Scry 2, draw a card is... Wait a sec. So, supposedly... Oh, does that exist, actually? I'm starting to wonder. I don't know if we can do that. Scry 1... Then scry 1. There's something that says something like that, no? That does ring a bell. Opt scry one draw a card. Never heard of that one, so it must be not that fantastic. That makes sense because it just gives you one dig and you just replace your card, so you basically didn't do very much. Are you kidding me? That's all the cards with scry one? Really? Wow. Really? Scry. I really thought scry one then scry one was a thing. Because scry one is still worse than scry 2. It's completely different. So I'm a bit surprised. Usually they do stuff like this. They do, you know, investigate again, propagate again, and whatnot. Okay. Okay. There's another thing that bothers me though, but we're also gonna leave it to the rules nerds, is do you actually do the modes in the order they are on the card? I do believe so. It has to be important. I mean, it's definitely of the greatest importance for the cantrip, because as we could see, like scry 2 draw a card and draw a card scry 2 are two completely different cards, apparently with completely different power levels. So hopefully you don't just pick the modes and then do everything in the order you want, because otherwise we would be kind of screwed. You know, I can tell you, I can pretty much tell you that this card is not busted, because it's gonna do scry one draw a card, which I guess might actually be pretty good because it's not the same as scry 2 draw a card, but it's close-ish. Let's see. Actually, it might be almost as good as scry 2 draw a card, because what happens is when you find your card, you just had scry 1, you just saw one card, and then you keep it and you waste the second scry 1. When you don't find your card, then you scry to the second card, and you basically have the same benefit as scrying 2. You got your card that was 2 cards deep. How? Let's see. What I was gonna say is, oh yeah, first I just wanted to remember exactly scry 2. I'm having a bug with a scry. Scry, you put any number of them on top in any order, yeah, so you just kind of reorganize, which means scry 2 also offers you the possibility of keeping your 2 cards, whereas scry 1 not only wastes the scry if you keep the first card, but also, yeah, but basically it doesn't give you the opportunity to keep both. You only will get either the first one or the second one or the third one. Okay, so that's dangerous. That might actually be kind of good, but it's, yeah, again, it's not going to be as good as preordained. So we'll print it like this. I mean, also what you could do, that would be kind of funny. What would happen if you did it like this? People would nerd out as well, seeing that, you know, you get your modes like this. Scry 1 draw a card, scry 1 can be countered. This is kind of to be cute, to be honest. I don't think it's of the utmost importance that you can do this, but you know, in certain formats, maybe you're gonna do scry 1 draw a card can be countered, I guess. I mean, that would have to be vintage, I suppose. So I don't know that it's very good, but you know, scry 1 draw a card can be countered. Cool. Why not? I mean, I'm doing this only to kind of be cute and to make sure it's not as powerful as Scry 1 draw a card. So what does it do when you do Scry 1 draw a card, Scry 1? So if you actually do it that way, look at the top card, want it, don't want it. Let's say you don't want it. Draw the second card and then prepare your draw for the turn after. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it could exist, but I think I would prefer to just fix my card by doing this rather than start with it. Like again, this has a chance of maybe being a little too good, but if it's not, I might as well just make a card that's a little more playable like this. Awesome, awesome. I really like doing this. I don't think we've seen nearly enough modal spells that have kind of weird modes to them. We've actually, and it's kind of funny because you can see that Wizards of the Coast has been pushing the boundaries of how cheap you can make modal spells. They have been pushing the boundaries of how many modes you can have on a card, how many times you can pick, the fact that you can pick several times the same thing, etc., etc. But they haven't really put something just completely weird as a mode, I don't think. And they should, and they probably have that coming, if not already at some stage they will. That definitely also make me want to create more of those. I think I would find it interesting to start looking at what kind of completely weird thing you could put on a green card and on a red card and on a red card we have done, but yeah, black, etc. The thing is, there is not that many things that you can put on a mode that are actually properly weird. Changing the way you cast the card is one of the weirdest thing to put in a mode, so it can be countered, can be cast with flash, potentially cost X less to cast. That would also probably completely break the rules. It's probably not possible. Maybe it gives you mana back. So that would be pretty sweet, actually. You could make like a kick-ass storm card potentially if you do something that does like choose 3, draw a card, add mana back to your pool, untap something. I don't know. I'm just something. Oh, actually. Let's have a quick go at it because I've just thought of something. So let's do we do choose 3, and we do something like and we could do something like untap target permanent, or untap target land, I guess. I mean, the thing I have in mind is probably gonna need to cost a lot. Add this. Oh yeah, why not? Explore. This is probably gonna need to cost $1 million. I wanted to put all the rampy things in there. Okay, so you choose 3, and let's say this counts for, so this counts for mana, this counts for mana, and this counts for mana. So you get a discount of 3. You get a discount of 3, but you also it's not like you ramp more than 2. You can ramp 2. So this probably has to cost something along the lines of a minimum of this. So if you add the green, we're gonna need to do all the combinations. It's gonna be pretty development hell over here. So for 4, you can untap your land, which basically is somewhat 3. Oh god, you can untap the land you just... Oh god. Alright. So untap a land, play an additional land, search your library for a land, and put it on the battlefield tapped. You could very easily put the land that you search in your hand, and that might be more reasonable, which means that you could combine this with playing an additional land to actually have an untapped land by picking 2 modes. Also, what I like that is very cute is right now you can search a land, put it on the battlefield tapped, and untap that land, which is super cute. Which also kind of does the same as adding a green to your mana pool, which means that those modes are pretty darn redundant. The only thing that this is actually an upgrade on this. This is basically an upgrade on it. Either you untap, you can always untap forest. Yeah, that's kind of unfortunate that it is actually an upgrade. Yeah, I didn't think about that. I think I'll just let it slip because, like, honestly, if we want to do rampy things and we want to do 3 out of 4 because it's more fun and it's a cycle, I don't know that there is a ton of those. I mean, I could do add green, but man, like this spell is gonna have to cost $1 million. Like this probably adds a mana straight up. Are we at 6? Oh my god. So now you can have it back to 4, but still you need to be up to 6 to cast it, and then you have 2 mana that you might not know what to do with. And you can also search for a land and untap it, which means it virtually gives you 3 mana back. So on 6 you ramp 1 and it actually only costs you 3, and that's not even very interesting, is it? It's very Storm feeling, but it's not that interesting. And it might be that none of those modes are interesting. Like on 5 you can play 1 more land if you had one, which means you're on turn 5, you pay your 6th land, you get your 7th land, and then you get an extra mana on top of this 1 mana. So on 5 you put your land 6 and 7, and you still have 2 mana open, which is pretty sick. But Explosive Vegetation gives you 2 lands tapped, so it costs 1 less but doesn't give you any mana back, which arguably would be better, potentially would be better. The only thing that makes this card better is possibility of comboing with untapping something that's very good, and all the Storm kind of shenanigans that you could do with it. So all in all, I'm like kind of 60% sure there's still a way of breaking this design, but I kind of really like it. And I don't know how you would break that. I mean, it's super expensive, and I think this is one of the things that saves the spell, is even if you can do something kind of sweet, god, like it's a 5 mana mana card, so hopefully we can still kind of sort of keep that under wraps. Model ramp. All right, that was very fun. Don't regret we did a 3rd card today. We're still gonna try and keep it under 40 minutes. So let's call it. Yeah, that's been sweet. I really liked it. Really liked it. I hope you did like it too. Tomorrow I will be posting this on everywhere, on the blog, on the Reddits, and on the Facebook, and on the Twitters, and on the YouTubes. So do like and subscribe. Tell me what you think about it on any venue of your liking, and I will be coming back next week for more. And I hope you will too. Cool. So have a great week, and see you next time.